Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Many times people have questions regarding the processing time at DOL for their PERM and at USCIS. So we'll talk about it. We'll take a look at what is the current processing times. We'll also look at what is the status of per country cap removal proposal that was brought in the Senate. We'll talk about some common questions, and lastly we'll also look at what to expect in the January and February visa bulletins going forward, especially in the employment based category. So a lot of interesting topics. Watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration and lifestyle related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this video or on my channel is for information purpose only. And for your specific immigration needs, before you take any action, you should hire a competent immigration lawyer. Now before we move forward, check out the links in the description because those are affiliate links and you might find something interesting for yourself. It's a holiday season and a lot of links have a lot of discounts, those that you can avail, and also it will help the channel. And while you are down there, do hit the like button because I'm going to do the giveaway announcement in the next 1 or 2 weeks before the holidays, and some lucky winner will get the latest version of Apple Watch. And with that said, let's get started. Now the first topic of the day, we have seen a lot of slow or delays in the processing time, not just in the USCIS but also in the Department of Labor. Now what does Department of Labor do? They do the PERM processing. They do the prevailing wages and PERM processing. Now there is a site where we can look at what are the current wait times, what are the current processing time, because we have seen a wide range in terms of processing time for the PERM. Some people getting it within the 6 to 8 months and others taking well over a year and a half. So let's look at it. And before you get started, I just wanted to let you know that I had severe cold in the last couple of days, so I couldn't make any video, but you might hear it from my voice. So pardon my voice for this video. Now let's get into it. Now here is the site where you can see the processing times or waiting times for DOL, Department of Labor. So this is the official Department of Labor site and I will leave the link in the description for this site. Now you can see the prevailing wage determination processing time as of end of October. So this is a month back, but it will still be relevant. Now you can see these are the different processing queues and they are by application. So CW1, H1B, H2B, PERM, redetermination and center director reviews. So now if you can see, the processing times are September. For CW1 it's September of 2023. So this is the last application they are picking for processing just for prevailing wage. Now prevailing wage used to be done within weeks. Now it's taking months. Now look at it for H1B. H1B for OEWS receipt date is March 2023, and so that is where they are looking at. So prevailing wage itself is taking over 6 months. For PERM it's also taking over 6 months. H2B, as you can see, it's a little quicker. It's in September, but I have never seen such a long wait for prevailing wages in my last several years. If you have a redetermination for H1B prevailing wage or PERM prevailing wage, it is also backlogged. So if you have a denial of your PERM, that already took an year, and if you have a redetermination application for that, it is going to take another same amount of time. So it's really slow. Now these are the number of applications received by petition CW1, H1B. As you can see, it's average around 300 to 400 applications that they receive, and I'm hard pressed to believe that it's taking them so long to process these applications. So you can see if you look at the October or May, they had 342 applications that were received, and look at the calendar days they need to process that, 161. It's almost 5 to 6 months. This is just for prevailing wage. Now let's look at the PERM processing time, and this is again as of end of October. Now the processing queue is PERM, analyst review, audit review and reconsideration request to CO. So look at the analyst review, the first review that takes place. This is the date that they are looking at, almost a year back. They are taking at least a year to just for an analyst to review your application, and the reconsideration time almost a year. Average number of days to process PERM application, analyst review October 2023, is 338 days, and audit review is 255 days. Now there are a lot of other details on this website. I'm not going to go into the details, but this kind of gives you a snapshot of how long the PERM application is taking. It is at least taking a year, and if you get an audit, it's going to take another 6 to 7 months. So at least 1.5 years you can consider for PERM application. So when people ask me what is the current processing time, here is where you can go and look at your prevailing wage determination time frame and also the PERM application. It is incredibly and painfully slow at this time. Now one more thing to remember is since June, the DOL has issued a new form for 9089, which is the labor certification form. So when you apply for labor certification, make sure that you let your lawyer know that there is going to be a new form, that they use the new form, because you don't want to unnecessarily delay your case just because you submitted a wrong form. So keep that in mind. Now another most common question is, when will I get my green card once my date becomes current? And this is very interesting question, because people think that once their date becomes current, immediately after that they get their green card. That is not the reality. The reality is USCIS is not actively watching your current date or when your date becomes current. They get through the pool of applicants for that particular month that becomes current. Now where in the file or where in the stack your file lies, it determines how long it's going to take for the officer to actually take up your case. So even after your date becomes current, it could be few weeks or even it could be few months for the USCIS officer to pick up your case and process it. Now let's look at some processing time on the USCIS side. Now this is the check case processing time on USCIS website. Now you need to select which application that you want to process. So I'm going to select 140 and 485. We'll just look at those two. So let's look at 140. Let's pick a category. Let's pick the extraordinary ability is EB1A, outstanding professor researcher is EB1B, multinational executive is EB1C, advanced degree is EB2, skilled workers is EB3. So let's pick EB1A first and see what's happening there. So let's look at the Nebraska processing center, and as you can see, it's taking 19.5 months for I-140 petition to be processed and approved. So which is 1.5 years, more than 1.5 years it's taking for I-140 to be processed. Now you have an ability to expedite it through premium processing, which will get you approved within 2 to 3 weeks. Now for EB2, if you look at it, for the same processing center, it is 4 months. But for Texas, if we go Texas, let's look at Texas, it's 7.5 months. So Texas is comparatively slower than the Nebraska. Now let's look at the 485 application, because this is where the longest time takes place. I'm going to look at the employment based section, and let's select one of the most crowded places, California. Processing time 25.5 months. That's what it says. Now this is the time frame that it takes from when your case is applied and if your date is current. So if your date is not current, that time adds to this. So imagine that. So this is already over 2 years. Now let's look at some other processing centers such as Texas. Now Texas is even worse. It's 41.5 months. Now I don't believe that this is for every case, as it says it's for 80% of the cases completed within 41.5 months. And this is given that your date remains current. So as you can see, this is incredibly long amount of time for people to wait even after their date becomes current. How much time will it take for you to get your green card after your date becomes current? I would say anywhere between 3 to 4 months to up to 2 years. It could take up to 2 years. And also, as you saw, it depends on your processing center. Okay, now the next question I have is, what is the meaning of U unavailable in the visa bulletin? Now this was a very common question few years back. Now it's coming back because some categories such as the religious workers category is now unavailable. So this is the visa bulletin for December, and as you can see here in the employment based section, if you come down in final action chart, you will see this category, certain religious workers category, as unavailable. So what does it really mean? Let's look at it. Now there is a definition. I just did a quick search on the travel.state.gov site, and I came across this sentence: if at any time an annual limit were reached, it would be necessary to immediately make the preference category unavailable. So there would still be a date in the filing date chart, but you will see the U in final action chart. The reason is they have no visa numbers available. So they are saying at any given time, if an annual limit was reached, it would be necessary to immediately make that category unavailable. The category does not have any visas left to be issued for that particular fiscal year. Now let's quickly talk about the Senate bill, which is 3291. This was the bill that has the immigration clause in it, which is to remove the per country cap, and this is definitely going to help the backlog countries. Now if passed, this will definitely help the backlog countries such as India and China. Now this bill has not gotten anywhere. It has not been brought to the floor. It is still in the review process. As far as I know, it is under Judiciary Committee review. Now if that committee approves the bill, it might go to other committees for review as well before it comes to the Senate floor. Now if it gets approved in the Senate floor, it has to go through the House floor for the same version or similar version to get approved. Now if this bill gets passed in Senate and the House with the same or similar version, then it can become a law at President's desk. So that is the process. So it has still long ways to go. It hasn't come back from the committees yet. It hasn't seen the light of the day on the Senate floor yet. So that is the status. The earliest I think we will see any moment on this bill is January. So stay tuned to my channel. If you haven't subscribed and clicked the bell notification, do so, because you will get the notification about any changes in this bill in my future videos. And then the last and important topic I wanted to cover in this video is what can we expect to see in the visa bulletin for employment based section in January or February onwards. Now we haven't seen any movement in EB1, EB2 and EB3 categories for the last couple of months, right? Not any significant movement. Now remember, the dates have to reach the filing date chart dates. The final action date chart dates will need to progress in the remainder of the year until they reach the filing date chart date. Now what that means is EB1, in my opinion, will start to move at least by a month or two starting January, because remember, it has to go from 2017 to 2019, so it better move fast starting January. Now EB2 and EB3 is a different story, because it only has to move by a couple of months to reach the final action, to reach the filing date chart, right? So that's why I think EB2 and EB3 will only move by a week or up to 2 to 3 weeks every month starting January. So people who are on the cusp, who are on the border in regards to the dates, may start seeing their applications getting approved starting January. I don't expect any spillovers coming from any other category, because these are all backlog categories, and even if they come, they will first go to the EB1 and then EB2. So don't expect miracles in EB2 and EB3. Just couple of weeks of progression every month. And sorry, I cannot make any predictions for the family based section, because that section has been stalled and I don't know the reason why. The green cards are being given out at the consulates. Consulates are open in full swing. So I just can't determine why those dates are not moving. So unfortunately, we'll have to keep watching what happens for the remainder of the year for family based. If you haven't liked or commented on my video, now is the time to do so. If you are still hanging around watching this video, it might be a great opportunity to get into the giveaway, for which the winner I will be announcing in the next week or two. And I always look forward to your meaningful comments as well. Now let's look at this sponsor video before we move on to our next topic. And that brings me to the sponsor of this video, which is Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN provider, and that gives you a lot of benefits that you are looking for. Now here is what all Surfshark has to offer. It gives you the power to protect your online privacy, control your personal data, access content safely, and unlock the exclusive benefits of this. What else can it do? You can browse privately, encrypt your internet activity so that no one can steal or track your data, hide your location. This is the key where I was talking about being able to watch the Netflix and Amazon from different countries, block ads and malware, stay safe on public Wi-Fi, keep searches private, and get real search results. And if you are in the tech or IT industry, you know what VPN can provide. Now if you click the link in the description with my code Mandar, you will get a discount, almost 83% discount on VPN deal, and plus 3 months of absolutely free VPN. So check out the link in the description, and if you do get the Surfshark through my discount code, it will also benefit the channel. If you like the content of this video, do hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.